Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is DFG and we are back in Stationeers for the absolute beginner's guide. In the last session I showed you how to set up a solar panel, connect it to your area power controller, and how to wire that area power controller up to your vent for your airlock so that we can save the air in our base and move in and out of our base safely without losing any of the air. So if I want to go out the base at the moment, as you can see down bottom right hand side here, we've got 28 kilopascals of pressure, currently at 19 degrees. If I open that door, I'm going to lose that gas. So what I want to do is pump the gas from this room back into my base. And if you can see some little wisps coming away from that vent up there, and that's the gas being sucked back into the base. And now with the pressure at 0 and the temperature at 0, I can turn that vent off and safely open this outside door, knowing I'm not going to lose any of my valuable oxygen. So one thing I showed you last time was how to build this solar panel. Now one thing I did forget to do, and I'm going to show you now, is that there are two versions of this solar panel. So I'll just show you quickly. So first one, I want to remove the glass. I've got nowhere to keep the glass in my hand. Just move that down there for now. Move you up to there. And then switch out you for you. So as I said, there's two versions of this solar panel. It's this flat panel with the one connection there. And then if you roll the mouse wheel, you get this 45-degree angle one. That's better for catching sun coming first thing in the morning or catching it going down late at night. So between that, so if you imagine you've got one facing this way, so I'll catch the sun in the morning, a flat one pointing directly up, catching the sun as it goes overhead, and then another 45-degree facing that way. You're going to catch a lot more of the sun's rays than just three panels laid flat on the ground like this. Because I've only got one solar panel at the moment, I am going to leave it flat on the ground like that with its one sheet of glass. So just be aware that basic solar panel does do two variants, the flat one or the 45-degree one. That's all I want to show you. The next thing I want to show you is I actually want to put some more frames out. So have I got any more frames over here? Iron frames. If you remember from our first session, you right click to place them. That places down here. And if you notice, he's actually underground at the moment. That's okay, I'm going to deal with that. Let me just put that away. Got some iron sheets on me, I need to weld these up. But at the moment I can't see them. So what I want to do is actually bring down my drill. If you click on your left click on your drill, you get a little window up and you've got on, off, turn on, off, and you've got set to flatten. Now if I set that to flatten, right click and drill the ground, all it's doing is flattening the ground. It's not actually drilling into the ground, it's just flattening the ground to where my feet are standing. So I should be able to, with a bit of luck, flatten all this down. It's a little bit janky this is sometimes, but it should work okay. Come on. Slowly flatten this area out. Come on, a little bit more, a little bit more. Nearly there. And then we just flatten this area here as well, just to keep it. Save us having to do it again next time we want to expand this area. Okay, so now turn that off and put that back in the belt. And now I've got a flat area where I can see the frames. I've still got to build these up, so right click for the welder, one level on each of them. Even though you can't see it, they have been done, and if, to be honest, if you're worried about it, what you can do again is sorry, didn't want to do that. Bring up the drill, left click on it, set it back to default. And now if I drill here, you'll see it'll actually drill down into the flooring and you can see the frames. I just want to make you aware that there is two modes to your drill as well. So yep, you have flatten and you have drill. And I'm literally just blipping the key, the left mouse button here, just to get this to drill this out a little bit, which is why the flatten is so much better. I really should have been a little bit low on the start of flattening so you could see these frames, but it's done the job. I've done the job anyway. So there we go. All 6 of those frames should be exposed now. but you can see how much of the ground's been dug out doing that. It doesn't matter, I'm not too worried about that at the moment, so let's put that back. Okay, you can go back in there, and you can go back in there, and you can go back in there. So the next thing I want to show you is the arc furnace. The arc furnace is used to turn ores such as iron, gold, copper, nickel, which I don't have, lead, which I don't have, and some of the silver, into ingots. You need ingots to go into your printers. You can't feed these ores directly into your printers. You've got to smelt them either in an arc furnace or later in a basic furnace, or even after that in an advanced furnace into ingots. And we'll go through all that at the time, but the first thing you've got to do is the arc furnace. The arc furnace can be found in your construction supplies. It will be there along with the autolathe, so bring the autolathe down as well, and the arc furnace. Now the arc furnace, there is only one design to the arc furnace. It is very simple. Where is it? That's the autolathe, arc furnace. We will build it. Ooh, let me see if I build the arc furnace here. I can build a printer there. So the arc furnace is simple. It's just right click to place it. Rolling the mouse wheel doesn't do anything. I'll try and get it so you can see it. On the left hand side we have an input arrow. On the right hand side we have an output arrow. You put ore in the left hand side, and after it's smelted for a while you'll get an ingot out the right hand side. You also notice on the bottom there's a lightning bolt on this side and a network connection on this side. So that's how we've got to connect it. So I'm just going to turn it so the power is facing this way, and I'm going to place it where do I want to place it? I need to get let's place it about here. Now I just want to, yeah, about there, that'll do. Now obviously my cable's coming down here, that door's in the way, so let's just quickly shut that door to get out of the way for the moment. I've now got to connect it to the power, and that's the power connection there. And this is the same as all the other times. You just use the wires. I'm actually going to put a T-junction in here, like so, because I want to run a cable across to my autolathe later. And then I just simply run the cabling in using the various shapes of cabling until it connects to my power supply. That's it. That's how simple that is. To dismantle the arc furnace, you use the hand drill. Just point at the hand drill at it, click left click, and there we go. That is the arc furnace dismantled. But obviously I want to be able to use it, so I'm going to put it back out. Power connection right side. When you connect this up, do be aware that sometimes it's easy to put it the wrong way with the network connection and then wonder why it's not working. So the power is always the side with the buttons. That's the arc furnace installed. So I want to smelt something in it now. Obviously I've got these resources I've mined, and we'll go through mining in a bit later. I'll show you how to do mining. But say I want to smelt 50 iron. I put it in there, click the on button, then click the start button. You see this starts to glow, and if you hover your cursor over the button, you'll see the number of items being smelted currently going down. So that's the raw iron, or the iron ore being smelted currently in the iron ingots. And if I click stop on that, you see we've still got the 32 there, but it's just kicked out 18 iron ingots at the back. Really, if you want to just smelt the whole lot in one go. This does use power from your battery, so you do need to keep an eye on your battery. I don't think you can do it from outside. No, so maybe open that door, because I know it's there's no air in here. Now I'm in here, just open this door, let the air rush into there to fill it, and you can see from my battery's still got 99% power because it's being charged by the sun. Although that arc furnace is drawing power. How much power is it drawing? Well, we can use the tablet with the network analyzer on it. It is on this little stubby network here. We know it's on that on the outside. To turn it on, and I've put that cable. You can see active vent is currently off, unpowered, and it's closed. The area power controller is unpowered and open, and the arc furnace is on and drawn 5 watts. So that's finished smelting if it's only drawn 5 watts. What that does point out is that even when things aren't running, they're drawing power. If they've got a light on them, they draw power. So let's close this door and go back out again. Right. Make sure we vent all the gas back into our base. So watch down here, 0, 0, that can now go off, and we can open this. And if I come out here, come around the back, there is our next ingot. Now one thing to be aware of, you can't stack in ingots. They just don't stack. I'm going to use that in a minute, so all I'm going to do for the time being is place this down here, simply to keep it out of the way, and I will use them. If this was a Mars or somewhere that has an atmosphere, I wouldn't leave these outside. I'd probably put them in the airlock or something, but for now they can go there for the moment and they're nice and safe. Nothing will happen to them now. So as I was saying, we are currently pulling 5 watts, getting the cable, 5 watts of power. You can see 5 watts here, potential 280 watts, required 5 watts. Watch what happens now if I put some, let's say copper, put the copper in there, turn that on. We're now drawing, watch this number, see it pop up to 505 watts. That's pulling 505 watts from our battery. Every time it flashes up, that's smelting 1 unit of ore, and it's pulling 505 watts. Doesn't seem a lot, but that can quite rapidly run down your battery. So always be careful when you're using your arc furnace. Only smelt what you need, don't go mad. If you haven't got a big power supply, which we don't, we've only got 1 battery, 1 solar panel up there, we don't want to go nuts smelting everything inside. So how many have we smelted? Let's just finish smelting this. Now also be aware that your arc furnace gives off gas, so all these ores contain a certain amount of gas. If you want to know how much, if you press F1, you bring up the Stationepedia. And if I type in gold, there's the gold ore, click on that, scroll down, you can see here how to manufacture, centrifuge, don't worry about that for now, it's this bit here that's important. So each unit of gold produces 0.2 moles of oxygen, 0.2 moles of carbon dioxide, 0.5 moles of nitrogen, and 2 moles of pollutant. Now, if you think about this, you could use the oxygen, the carbon dioxide and nitrogen, but the pollutants you want to get rid of, you don't want them. At this point you don't want them. So on some of the planets where some of these gases are in short supply, you can build a frame around your arc furnace and recover the gases and then filter them out so you can actually recover those gases from the ores you're smelting. But that's a long way down the line. This has kicked out that copper, so we've got a copper bar now. Okay, let's place this down here for the moment. And that's it, guys. That's how to use your arc furnace. Simple as that. Very simple, straightforward, very simple to use. At the start of the game, it's all you've got to smelt ores with. It's not the quickest. In fact, I'll show you if I put in here. Let me just split one of these in half. So if you want to split, go back in there. If you want to split a stack, if you hold left alt, so you've got your cursor up, left click on it, and you get this little window up, and you can split one out at a time, or half the stack out. So if I just put them back together, notice with ores you can stack them. So if I left click again, let's just say we want to split 5 off. Split 5 off, that's gone from 40 down to 35, and I've got the 5 in my hand. So now let's just place these in here, move down to get the green box, click, and turn that on. Watch how much slower this one is. The iron does about 1 a second, the copper does maybe 1 every 2-3 seconds, the gold it is 1 every maybe 5 seconds, 6 seconds, so it's much slower with gold than it is with iron or copper. Then we'll just let that finish and you'll see it pop out the back. Once it's finished, door opens and out pops the ingot. Okay, and that's it. That is everything you need to know about your arc furnace. It is very simple to use. It uses electricity to convert ores into ingots. Simple as that. Very simple to make. Just one level of build. Very simple to dismantle with a hand drill, but is a lifesaver. That's it. That's all I want to show you in this session. Thanks guys, thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe. In the next session we'll be looking at the autolathe, which is the first of our printers. It is our main printer. Without this printer, nothing else is possible. It's the root of the technology tree. It allows you to print everything else in the game. So thanks for watching, guys. Please hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Strike Fly Gamer wishing you good night.